Okay, so here I am standing at the top of my balcony in my house. I thought that you could see the garden pretty well from up here. It's 600 square feet, and when I moved in about 10 months ago, it was half of that, so about 300 square feet. So this is a better angle. There's 5 beds in all. It's only me and one other person who pretty much does most of the work. It can be kind of hard because we both work full-time. As you can see right here. I didn't think that they were ever going to turn red, honestly, but they did, and it took a really long time. Tomatoes this year were just really hard in our area. We had a late spring and a summer that was kind of cold sometimes and not enough sun. And these tomatoes unfortunately remained in pots their whole life. Compost. It's pretty warm in there. There's lots of bugs in there right now. I work at a fish market, and I want to do fish compost, but it's really stinky and it's a lot of process, a lot of work, and I have 2 dogs and 2 cats, and I don't really want them to get sick and get into the compost. Right here, the first bed had fava beans in it. I wanted to do it as a cover crop, and so I didn't really want to harvest the fava beans, but I found so many great properties that fava beans have. Are amazing. Fava beans are amazing. At any rate, so I harvested those. They grew up real tall, like Jack and the Beanstalk, and now we have radishes here. This bed was potatoes. And I want to show you an example of the type of planting that I learned how to do when I was on this one farm called Green Angel. And who lived there taught me a little bit about the biointensive practices. Maybe you've heard of the book written by John Jeavons. The thing that he taught me was how to space plants. And you can see right here that these are snow peas, by the way. It's planted in a triangle. And the idea behind this is that when these plants grow, their leaves are going to shade each other's roots. And that way the soil is then shaded and you don't have to water as much. It also keeps weeds down once they've established. I had sunflowers. This is the last one and it's dead. But I'll show you some pictures of some of the sunflowers that I grew, and they were pretty amazing, pretty magnificent. And I don't want to make this video too long here. But I love my garden a lot. Okay, so here is the front of my house, and I just wanted to show this to you as an example of another kind of gardening that I did this year, which was flowers, because I wanted some bees. We did this side, and this side looked like this side over here, and so I've been wanting to do something in the front yard, because the front yard, my gosh, we have a pretty big front yard. I don't even know the square footage of the yard, but it gets full sun, and it's just right now a yard, and the big major plan was to make it into another vegetable garden so I could have one in the front and one in the back, but now that I might be leaving, it's probably not going to happen. I don't know what kind of flowers these are, but I love them. And oh, see, there's bees. There's some Swiss chard in the middle of all these flowers, and and it's doing pretty well. I forget. Here is one, our last sunflower. It took so long for this one to finally flower. It was the last one to flower, and I love sunflowers. This house that I live at has so much potential, but a lot of trash. But this was gonna be the chicken coop. I was gonna make a chicken coop as well. And we're just in town. Just in town. And that's that part. And I'll also show you some pictures of some of the other things that I've done and some of the other gardens that I've gardened at. Yeah, stay tuned for it.
There's a rumble in the heartbeat of the land, undulating almost out of hand. There's a people rising up to take a stand, as the rivers drain and the plates shake and the mountains blow and the oceans ache. The hourglass is running out of sand, yeah. What's all this techno talk and psychobabble drool? All those things we never learned about in school. Well, there's a clicking and a ticking in our brain, in a digitally synthesized refrain. It's telling us what to wear and when to eat, what to need and who to meet, while the system is corrupted and insane. Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, it's distraction and retraction called the news, in double-speaking words meant to confuse. Well, there's a forest disappearing every day, and where the oil spilled it will not go away. And while the greedy belched landfills scream from no deposit disposable dreams, and we wonder what on earth to do to keep the worst from coming true, though we may never know the reason why. We cannot be afraid to try. The children need to know it's safe to play, yeah.